Hello, Trekkies and Trekkies. Welcome to this amazing Star Trek podcast on Trek Tuesday. I'm your host, Orinda, and together with my co-host, Amanda Hopper, we recap every 2 weeks an episode of Star Trek TNG. All the episodes will be recapping chronically following. We will approach each episode with humor and a feminine look. Today we recap the episode A Matter of Honor. Before we begin with the episode recap, a little note. I have a new family member, which is a Sprocker Spaniel, so you can hear puppy sounds in the background. Well, everyone, let's call Amanda again. Hello, Amanda.
Hello.
How are you doing?
I'm good. It's official. Winter is coming, and because you can tell from the temperature drop, it's cold. Over on the weekend, I think it was Saturday night. Yeah, Saturday when I was out, the temperature was plus 20 on Saturday. Right now, it's like almost in the negatives. That's weird, but it's the Maritimes. That's the way the weather is. And oh my gosh, I can't believe how many days it is to Christmas. We're almost under 40 days. Oh boy.
Well, I have great news in a way. We have a puppy, and
Yay, puppy.
the one who are following me on Twitter and Facebook have already probably seen some pictures and videos. But at
He's
the
so
moment,
cute.
he's cute, but he is also a nightmare.
Yeah. Yeah, I read
But
about
okay.
one of your sentences about him having to go to the vet to get snipped. He's got to go do that soon.
Although now he is. But okay, let's start with this episode. We have some kind of a change in officers, and of course, this is the episode that Riker is going to have a change with the Klingon ship. What was it? In one way, funny because I must say, he already know more of Klingon than the Klingons thought about him and the humankind.
Yeah, because I think they could care. I think they could care less about the humans. I guess it's the way they act.
But also, I think this is a very good proposition of, just getting to know each species in a way. And Riker was very smart in a way. So they are going to Starbase 179. And there were 4 science cadets are coming on board, like an officer and change project. And there was I can't remember his species, but it is
the but was his name Mordith?
Mendon.
Mendon. That was Mordith.
Yeah, that was the friend that Wesley made on the exams of the academy. Because that was his mistake as well. Because Wesley greeted him as his friend, and then Mendon said, "Well, we look alike, and we just know that we are different, etc., etc., etc." So, yeah. When they came on board, Mendon, I didn't like him in the beginning. Because he was so full of himself and,
condescending?
Yeah, but also I have knowledge and you can do this better, and I need to talk this about with Captain Picard. What is stupid, because there is a chain
of
command exactly, and so Captain Picard told him, you need to go to your duty officer, and that is Mr. Worf. And I was laughing because Worf as mentor.
Yeah.
You know what? I also and that was super funny in a way that Mandan was so keen to prove himself that he overdid it, and he didn't read up on Starfleet regulation of the command in chain, and so he made mistake after mistake after mistake. I think it was Picard who said, "Well, Mr. Mender, you don't have to impress me." And then Picard walked away, and Worf walked up to him and said, "Well, you have to impress me." And although Mendon has this capacity to be very smart and bring little changes that are better for the whole Enterprise and systems, he did it in a way that you would not like him. And he wanted to help so many people. What was in a way weird, because those people know they know their job. And especially with when he walked up to Wesley. But you know, it is Wesley always the good guy, you know. When later on in the episode, we see Wesley actually talk to him, and Mando was.
Wesley talked to him even when Wesley was in his command too. I think, like, Wesley was super talkative to him, like supportive and all this stuff. I guess. Well, Worf was just being his grumpy self, I guess you could say.
Although it was like, I didn't expect that Worf so caring about other people. And what was really weird, and what I think it really was actually, that transporter thingy that he gave to
Riker
is like some kind of a laser pen.
Yeah, I thought it was kind of neat that he helped him out that way. Like, if he got in trouble, to push it so they'll know where he is.
Yeah, and well, we are a little bit too far in the episode already, but so Mendon wants to prove himself, and he wants to help everyone. And then there was the next scene with Riker in the 10 forward, and he was trying all those Klingon food.
Oh yeah, all the Klingon delicacy.
Yeah, and I think that is, I think this is in one way typical Riker. And Riker was a really strong and first officer in this episode. He was really, really smart too. He outsmarted the Klingon captain, what was really funny. But what we see also in this episode, and that is not really a lot that we see Data in Riker's chair as first commander.
Yep, Data was sitting in his chair while he was away and all that. And some of the food that Riker ate, oh my gosh. One was a bowl, if you looked at it closely, it had, I think it was squid or octopus tentacles. Have you ever eaten those? I have. I've had them before. If you cook them right, they taste okay. But with Klingons, they eat certain foods raw.
Mm.
And one of them is, I'm probably saying it wrong, gach.
Yeah. Gach. Well, that's funny because it's funny because when he ate that in 10 forward, it wasn't alive, and when he ate that on the Klingon ship, it was alive. And they always Klingon always say, "This is how you're supposed to eat it. It's fresh."
Mm. Well, they say fresh is better, but not when it's moving.
So Riker beams over to the Klingon ship, And right away, the captain was giving him a hard time. And the Klingons were very suspicious of a Starfleet officer on their ship. And
they were definitely very suspicious about Riker, because they're like, why is he here? Are they sending him here to spy on us type attitude they had about it.
And I missed that in this episode. Maybe I didn't pay attention at that moment, but so there was some kind of a living being that was eating the Enterprise and the Klingon ships whole. So there was something, and they were very suspicious on that. But once again, we are a little bit too much in the episode. Let's go back. So Riker beamed over to the ship, Klingon ship, and right away Mandan boarded Picard with this, well, I saw this and I saw that, and I'm so proud to be here on the Enterprise, and I will succeed, and blah 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 blah, and he was saying, can I recommend some small changes, and Picard was really not amused, and that was the moment that Picard explained a little bit of the chain of command, and so Mando has to report to Worf. And I think Worf is a good mentor, only he does it really on his way. You know, like, I don't want to say grumpy, but it is more like the hard way. And you could see he's holding back in a way.
Trying to be tough but fair, basically.
Yeah, exactly. So when Riker was coming on the ship, he was greeted by this lieutenant. And the lieutenant was looking weird and strange at him. And Riker was saying, what the hell's going on? And the lieutenant explained to him, we never seen a human from this close, and it is weird, and etc. And so Riker asked him, well, what was your order? And the Klingon said, well, I need to bring you to the bridge to the captain. So Riker came there, and the captain once again gave him a hard time with, are you going to obey my orders? Are you carry them out as a first officer? And if I go to battle, will you die with us? What was a really Klingonish? And I think this is one of the start of the Klingon episodes, especially with Worf's background. So there was one other Klingon, I can't remember if it is that lieutenant of another Klingon, who was, he didn't want to take orders from Riker, and Riker started to fight him.
Yeah. I hear his name too, yeah, he was very stubborn.
Yeah, but I think this isn't what we know of Riker. And I don't say I'm shocked about it, but it was like, okay, he is toughening up. Riker once again had to take an oath that he will obey the captain and die like a Klingon if it has to. And but now Riker also said to the others, are you going to take orders from me? And so after that little fight, they would do. And so we're back on the Enterprise. Mando told Captain Picard, well, I have did some scannings, and this and this and this occurred, but I have no prognosis what really is happening. And Picard was saying, dude, you need to tell us that because it can be in order as if the crew maybe be in danger.
Yeah, like he should have told, he should have told him like from the beginning. As soon as he saw it, he should have gone to Picard right away to let him know, and not just go ahead and try to figure it out himself right away.
Yeah, and he said, well, this is how we do it with my species, and I think it was Data or it was Picard who said, well, you need to but this is Starfleet. You need to have to read up how Starfleet doing, and you wearing a Starfleet uniform. So once again, Mendon was really making mistake after mistake, and like I was saying, Wesley, the nice guy, walked over him and he noticed what he was doing and he praised him and he told him it's gonna be fine and everyone makes mistakes. And I think that is typical good guy Wesley. This is how we know Wesley.
Yeah, like Wesley's like a super nice guy.
Yeah, and you know, that will take also all his energy out of him because he couldn't be himself because everyone has so much expectation of him because he was this wonder child.
Like genius.
Yeah. So, we are back on the Klingon ship. And Riker was having a meal with his new Klingon friend, the lieutenant. And they were talking about the food, etc., etc. And then the Klingon woman were hitting on Riker.
Oh, yeah, they were. And I think
was
the funny
really
part
funny.
About the Gah or whatever it was served to him alive. And Riker's thinking, this don't look right. It looks kind of And I'm still laughing at what the Klingon said to him. He's like, would you prefer if one of our women fed you from their breast? I was like,
you, yeah.
Oh. And Riker's face is like, what?
Yeah, but Riker make a joke after that, and they all have to laugh, and that was the first time we actually hear Klingon laugh, and that is what Riker also was saying. I have dealt with Klingons, and we also have a Klingon officer on the Enterprise, Worf, and he never laughs. So it is nice to know that Klingons also laugh, and that was the moment that they start really talking and get to know each other. And the mess was empty now, but only 2 Klingons and Riker. And Riker was asking about family, etc., etc. And it was a very interesting conversation.
Yeah, the Klingon that he was talking to said his relative, I think it was his father, is back on the home planet and he'll likely die of old age, which they think is a shame to them because they always want to die in battle with their eyes open.
Yeah, and I think, and that is the nice thing what I think, and I can't remember in which season that is starting with. Eventually, they are going to start writing backstories for the characters, and they made a whole storyline for Worf, so you can see okay, this is happening, and why is Worf the son of a traitor, etc., 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 and what the Klingon traditions is, etc.
Yeah, that was a 2-part episode, wasn't it, called Descent?
I can't remember, but I know there are a couple of episodes that they really make of following up of those episodes of the story arc line of Worf, and I really liked that.
Yeah. I think if it's Descent, I think it also has a little bit of Data storyline to it too, I think.
Yeah. Data, and they
A little bit
made
of
some...
Data. Yeah, and his dad, and then we got Worf and the Romulans, and him being caught.
But also
All
that
stuff.
Counselor Troy has been kidnapped by the Romulans.
Oh, yeah. I forgot about that one.
And of course, Sheila is coming back.
Oh!
I remember that interview with Denise Crosby, who said, well, they asked me to come back, but not as Lieutenant Yar, but as an other character, but as the daughter of Yar. So, they made her a Romulan. Well, half Romulan. And that's the great thing. There are a few episodes about Sheila. I can't remember directly where it's about and which one it were. But the nice thing in Star Trek Online, they have a real story arc line around Sheila. So first in the time, the Enterprise is going back to, you remember that Terran episode that Tasha Yar was still alive and that she stayed on, she ended up on the Enterprise C?
Is that like the Mirror Universe one?
Yeah.
I vaguely remember that one, yeah.
So, in Star Trek Online story arc line is that, so Tasha Yar is on with Costello on the Enterprise C, and they went into anomaly and they came to a different timeline. So they were captured by the Tolians, and they have to break out and will have to take the Enterprise C to the different timeline where they come from. And from that day moment on, it will go over to Sela. Sela, who becoming the Romulan Empress, and after that she is going to look still a little bit to her mother, because she has still a little bit hatred against Tasha Yar. But in the end, she found out a friend of her mother who has been with her mother in that timeline, and eventually she discovered that Tasha Yar died and she is at her grave. And then she has been taken to a Federation prison, and the temporal agent, Daniels, you know him from Enterprise, he did recruited Jonathan Archer to become some kind of a temporal agent. That temporal agent will visit her, and she asks to tell her about her mother. So at the end, Sela forgives Tasha Yar. If you'd like to see that, I can send you the links that I did as a playing the game, but also playing the story arc line. Maybe you like to see it.
Is it like a video that you did?
Yeah, it's a video about it.
Okay.
But okay, let's back to the episode. Okay, yeah. So the lieutenant had to bring Riker to the. Sorry guys, but I can't believe my puppy is quiet. Normally he is up and running. He is quiet.
Which is a rare thing in puppies.
Well, normally he is. How later it is becoming how sleepier he become, but he is a handful, I can say you that, but I love him to that.
That's true.
But I thought he would make more noises, so okay, I'm very happy that it will be a clean record.
Yeah.
So the lieutenant had to bring Riker to the bridge, and the captain was accusing Riker that Riker was a spy and something is happening to the hull and the energy is get out of it. And then they see that the Enterprise is coming back to their direction, and the captain was saying, or one of the other Klingons was saying, I don't believe you. You will be. You are a traitor and a spy, etc., etc. And Riker said, "Well, this is not true. The Enterprise will just want to help you, and probably they scanned it, etc., etc. And they're gonna help you." But they didn't know. They didn't believe him. And so Riker tried to tell them, okay, guys, this is what they do. This is Starfleet protocol. They will never fire upon you at first. And the Klingon captain already said, well, I don't believe you, and they are a fool if they don't attack first, etc., etc. But Riker had made friends with that lieutenant, and you could see that in the end too. And that was what I really like about this episode. It was also about friendship and diversity. So the Klingons wants to attack the Enterprise first, but then Riker was playing with that transporter thingy that Worf gave him, and he activated that, and the captain said, what the heck is that, give it to me. And at that moment that he got the transporter, he transported the Klingon captain to the bridge of Enterprise. Oh, you had to see that face, guys. That was a captain who was shocked, not amused, and the only thing he could say, damn it, he tricked me.
Yeah, he was like, what the heck just happened here? Where am I? Why am I not on my ship, and why am I on this ship? It was like, what? Like, he was not
really rude
amused.
too. He was really rude.
Oh, yeah.
But that is what we know about Klingons. Not that Worf is that rude, but okay. So, Riker questioned the crew of the Klingon ship. Okay, now it's your loyalty time. Are you going to take command of the ship, or I will let Enterprise destroy you? And the weird thing was, Klingons were afraid. That is really weird. And what I also noticed is that that whole scene, there was that typical Klingon music. You know, like of the Wrath of Khan, when the Klingon ship is attacking the Enterprise.
Yeah, there's usually some type of... Yeah, they do have a bit of music when they're getting ready to attack. It's like a high beat drum and war type music, I guess you'd call it.
Yeah.
Like dun 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 dun, something like that.
So Riker was demanding that they take his orders, and so he hailed the Enterprise, and he said, I'm the captain of this ship, and have taken over, you have to surrender. And Captain Picard knew this was like some of a code language Riker used. So Picard said, yeah, we will surrender. And oh my god, that Klingon captain was like a little child who was whining, yeah, get me back, I'm tricked. And so they transported him back, and that captain was full of himself, and yeah, well, I didn't like him at all, but okay.
He's pretty twitchy.
So the captain said, I want my command back. And Riker said, yeah, you can get your command back, blah, 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 blah. And the Klingon captain grabbed Riker, and Riker started a little bit of growling. And apparently, Riker knew when he does that, you dare the other person. And so the captain hits him. So Riker fell down. And with that hit, the captain was taking command back over the ship. And the lieutenant came over to him and whispered to Riker, you know more about Klingons than we know about your kind. And I think they kept on friendship after that because they really talked. I think they talked, when they talked in the mess, it was really like a conversation from heart to heart in a way, because Riker also said, why don't you try to express your feelings? And what his answer was, well, we Klingons don't do that. And Riker made the comment of, well, since today I didn't know how to eat gag. And now I do. So that was the hint to them of, if you don't try, you never know.
Yeah. What's the Herman trying it something for the first time? Like Riker tried living Gach for the first time.
And it was, what really was funny is that, and I'm going back, guys, when Riker was trying those delicacies in 10 Forward, he was being accompanied by Dr. Pulaski. And I think this is one of the few moments that she is really like human. She isn't that doctor like, you know?
Yeah. And she was kind of grossed out by the food too.
Oh, that was funny. Yeah, that was funny. So,
Picard kind of, I think Picard was a little gross too, because the one of the faces he made at this cup that had like, I don't know what was in the cup, some kind of drink with tentacles. He's like,
but that is the beautiful thing in those story arc line episode of Worf, is that Picard is getting so much more familiar with the Klingon background and Klingon culture. That is really, and it is really nice to see that, as well as Worf asked Gowron, although Gowron is still creepy with his eyes. He's not my favorite Klingon, but okay. I thought that Gowron was also the one who asked Captain Picard to be one of the representatives or something, that he took this Klingon role on him. And I think that is very great written, because I must say all the background episode stories are great written in the way for Worf. The only thing that I didn't like is that they make that so much. I don't want to say difficult, but it is like weird in the way of how they be pressured in the way of the Klingon, because Worf only wants to be Klingons. But in other episodes, we meet his half-brother. And so that was always a little bit of confusion for me. And of course, after many times watching it, I do understand it. But it is, it would be nicer if they do some kind of a backflash episode with Worf's life till now. So you can understand it better.
Yeah, like before he entered Starfleet, what did he do? Like,
oh, but there are novels about it, and I really, really, really want to get those. Those are the novels about the first years of Worf in Starfleet Academy.
And there's books called Starfleet Academy.
I can't remember. Okay.
Yeah, there are books I have about Starfleet Academy, and yes, some of the stories are about Worf.
Yeah.
I have them in my door here. I'll take a picture and show you later whenever I get the chance.
Yeah. Okay.
I got a bunch of them. About that.
But I really like those. I really like those episodes where it's really the storyline is have a falling up, and that's what I always like about, and that is very noticeable in Voyager. Every season of Voyager ended in a 2-story part.
Oh.
So it's the story arc is very nice in that way. So we're going back to the episode, and so Riker is transporting back to the Enterprise, and they saw him, of course, a blue eye, etc. And Picard make a word of like, well, like I said, I have learned much, and Picard says something in the trance of, well, if you, but you didn't learn how to duck because you are hit. And Riker began to laugh, and so Picard said, well, Mr. Worf, take Riker to the sick bay so he can be checked out. And Riker and Worf walked off, and Riker thanked him of this that's transporter thingy. And it was nice to see how also Worf was involved with it in this in the way of not that typical Klingon, but more like the Federation officer, a Starfleet officer. So, guys, this was the end of the episode. Amanda, do you like to add something?
I really can't think of much to add. I like the episode, and it's interesting to learn about the culture of the Klingons, and because I know in future episodes there's going to be more of the Klingon culture we'll know about. Because I know one episode, I forget the name of it, but the Worf does like I forget what it's called, but it's a religious ceremony that he has to do because he didn't get to do it when he was younger. Mm-hmm. They put pain sticks on him.
Yeah, that was the episode that Worf was his birthday.
Okay.
And Wesley was the one who found out that there was certain ritual that they have to do, and with all with the pain sticks. But the fun part was also that at the end of the episode you see that they have a surprise party for him, and knowing Worf, he hates surprises. And I thought it was Riker or it was Beverly, I can't remember. One of those two would put a party hat on Worf's head.
Yeah, I think it was Bev. I think it was Beverly.
Yeah. So that was really, really really funny in a way. So, guys, let's see what the rating is on IMDb. And the rating of IMDb is an 8.0.
Well, that's pretty good.
That's pretty good, yeah. I like this episode as well. It's like you said, it's the story arc line and just the lesson in it. I think the lesson will be of even if you're different, you need to be honest to yourself, but also be open for other cultures.
Yeah. Definitely be open to other cultures. I agree.
Well, I will rate this a little bit higher. I think this will be an 8.5 for me.
Yeah, I'll say about the same, 8.5.
Well, Amanda, thank you for talking with us again. It was a really nice episode.
Yeah, same here.
And well, guys, we see you in 2 weeks.
2 weeks. Yep.
And then, guys, we only have with this episode we still have 3 episodes airing this year, and then we will be back in the next year. So for now, live long and prosper.
Live long and prosper, guys.
Dear listeners, thank you for listening, and join us in 2 weeks for a new episode recap. In the next episode, we will recap the episode A Measure of a Man. I also like to tell you about my other podcast called Orinda Talks. Orinda Talks is a podcast I talk about books, movies, fandom, and other geek things. You can find Orinda Talks on the YouTube channel or join the Facebook group.